Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'll be going through how I warmed up when I played on the PGA Tour. First thing I would do when I wake up in the morning is check the weather. Actually check the time to make sure I'm not late. It's every golf pro's worst nightmare, you're running late to your tee time. Check the weather, make sure there's no delays, see how we're gonna dress, all these little things. Next, I would mark my golf balls. I mark my golf balls in the morning. Some of the guys do it the night before, but I mark my golf balls in the morning. I'll get to the golf course about an hour and a half before my tee time, and I'll start heading over to the putting green about an hour before my tee time. Start out by hitting really short putts. I'll take 3 golf balls and short putts inside of 3 feet. For a PGA Tour player, we don't start with 4 or 5 footers. That's what amateurs do. But we want to see the ball go in. We start about 2-3 feet. I hit about 10-15 of those, and then I'll move on to taking those 3 golf balls and hitting very long putts across the putting green, 4 or 5 holes. It'll give me a good sense of the feel, and just we're always looking for that feel and that touch that day. That's extremely important. Then I'll head over to the short game area where I'll start out with very short chips with my 56-degree wedge. Another 10-15 golf balls, really short, and I mean like I'll hit 15-foot chips. Then I'll move on to flop shots, hitting about 10 of those, and I'll kind of whip through those pretty quickly because I can't wait to go hit my bunker shots, my favorite place in the whole world. So go in the bunker, hit about 5-10 balls, not many because it's just, I'm not practicing, I'm just trying to get the feel and get the touch for what the day's gonna be like. Then I'll move on to, it'll take about 30 minutes, 25-30 minutes. Then I'll move over to the driving range and I'll start out with the sand wedge, hitting about 15-20 shots, and I'll start about 30 yards. And I'm not really hitting chip shots, I'm hitting more pitch shots, and I'm hitting targets. I'll hit it from about 30 yards all the way to about 90-95. And it's about hitting targets. Now it's like I'm golfing, feeling the shot, hitting different shots. After about 20 golf balls, I'll move on to 9-irons. And I'll hit about 8 to 12 9-irons. And I'll start out, my first 9-iron will go about 135 yards, and I'll work my way up all the way to 150. I'll do the same thing. My next club is a 6-iron. I'll hit some 6-irons, start about 160 yards, and work my way up to about 185. My first shot might be a high cut, trying to hit it a little bit shorter, and then I'll work my way up. My predominant ball flight's a draw, so by the end of the 6-iron session, I'll be hitting little draws, 185 yards, and if I can't draw it that day, in those 10 golf balls, we're not hitting draws. And then I'll move on to a hybrid. It's something that I hit off the tee a lot, and I'll hit about 6 hybrids, and I'll tee them up. They won't be off the ground. Hit a few like bullet stingers, and then I'll move on to a 3-wood, which I will hit off the ground, and I'll hit a good 6, 7, 8 of those, and they will be off the ground. I feel like it's the lowest club you do hit off the ground, and if you're making good ball contact with a 3-wood, you're good. Then I'll end, my next club after the 3-wood is a driver, and I'll hit about 8 to 10 drivers, 1 ball flight, just kind of figuring out, hey, what's the shot gonna be for the day? That was important to me, and it changes from day to day. Sometimes I hit a little bit lower, or draw it a little bit more, and if I'm drawing it a little bit too much, I'm playing the draw. And I'll always end up with going back to my sand wedge, hitting about a 60-70 yard shot, and I'll hit about 4 or 5 balls, and that'll leave me about 11-12 minutes before my tee time, where I'll start heading to the 1st or 10th tee, and I'll get to the tee about 10 minutes before, and I don't like to be late or rushed, so that's kind of my routine. If you like this video, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe just so you don't miss anything.